Hi everyone, welcome to 2026 and the beginning of our January new teaching cycle this year. And if you read the newsletter yesterday, you know that I recorded this yesterday on Monday, and the whole recording went through without audio. So I'm going to try this again. So a few things to note is that as I learn how to do this and get better at doing this podcasting videos, what I want to do is break apart the video for everybody into little chapter markers, and I'll have little thumbnails so you can jump to each part that pertains to you. So I plan on having kind of the introduction, which this is kind of the what's happening at the school, and then a little section for kids, other sections for adults, and then special events and different things that we might have. So if there's a part that does pertain to you and you want to jump to it, you can jump right to that part and skip the rest. Obviously, if you watch everything, that's probably the best, but but that's what I plan on doing, and I'll start that with this video and see we'll see how it works. So the first thing is our teaching cycle, like I said, starts today. So we'll be having new material for everybody this week, and we'll be working on mobility exercises, teaching the new self-defense moves, in addition to all the basics, the blocks, kicks, and counters and things that make up the individual techniques. So that's what's happening this week. And the next part of this video would be our powerful word. So every month and every teaching cycle, we have a different word that we focus on, a different element of the character development training that we work on. And January's word is apropos, it's vision. Because this is a time of the year where most people think about what they would like the new year to be and what they would want to do and achieve this year. And it's really hard to do that without seeing literally what it is that you'd like to achieve. And a personal story of mine is that when I started doing martial arts, when I walked into the school, I was wearing my white belt, and I could look around the room and see all the other belts. So I saw the yellow belts and the orange belts and the purple belts and the blue belts and the green belts and the brown belts and the black belts. And at that time in training, we all started with white like we do still. And the higher belts, the brown and black belts, got to wear black uniforms. And it was a stark contrast to what we had. It was literally black and white. And so I always imagined myself wearing the black belt, wearing that uniform, and being in the class with those students. And when I would practice, I would actually imagine practicing in the school with that uniform on and actually seeing myself as a black belt. And little did I know that that's something that sports science and psychology have figured out, that to do anything, to achieve anything, you have to be able to imagine it, to see it, to sense it, to hear it, to be able to touch it, and have it be very salient and in your face, that you see that that's where you're headed. And that's why we have the belts up on the walls so everybody can see. And you'll notice that kids will come in and they'll look at the belts and they'll say, I'm here, I'm going there. Those are all really good signs that kids have the right mindset to achieve their goals. And of course, you know, they look at the belt colors, but we look at all of the training and education and the skills that make up each one of those belts. So by seeing that very tangible belt color, it keeps everybody on track while we are teaching them the character development and the self-defense skills and the physical fitness and the mobility and agility training and all that stuff, those benefits that they learn, that's what the belts represent. So this first week, what we'll do is talk about what vision means. And you will see this on the wall, and I put these in the email so you can actually print these out. This little piece of paper is for parents, and I'll try to put a little bit of a close-up of this for you. But each week, and even in the newsletter, I send these out and I put that in there. But in week one, it just says we're picturing it and what my goals will look like when it's achieved, and who will be there. So family, friends, neighbors, things like that. So who gets to see you and what that really looks like, because the sharper the vision and the better the imagination, the more likely it is that you will achieve it. So this week, we're just going to talk about what that means. And the definitions that we do have are one for our younger students, which is basically, I can see what I want to be in my imagination. And so for the little dragons and the young kids, that gets the point across. For the older kids, it says to clearly imagine my goals as if I've already achieved them. So what that would be like. And as we go along through the month, we'll go over the different weeks of vision and what that means. and I'll be handing out all of the homework this week, and so kids can get on that, and we can work on that. But just so you know, that's something that we will be highlighting in the school all week long. Just that visualization, how the fact that to make anything real out there, it has to be real here first in your mind, and teaching students how to do that. Whether or not it's something as simple as closing their eyes and seeing them perform a self-defense move or a form, and then doing it physically, those are all things that will help them. So I look forward to this one. I really like this powerful word because I use this every day. Special events. We have some special events coming up in both January and February I'd like to tell you about. And the first one is something that every January the kids who've been around start asking me about, which is our glow weapons class. So I usually do this in January and February because it's kind of the darkest nights of the year. And what this is basically, if you've ever seen a lightsaber, that's what it is. So it is kind of a short sword that glows in the dark, and they're really cool, even if you're not a kid. And I wanted to do the glow saber ones this year because last year we did staves, and the benefit of the glow sabers is that they're actually impact proof. So the kids can actually be smashing them against each other and practicing their strikes and blocks. And in evenings past, we've actually did sparring with the glow sabers, which that's a lot of fun. And everybody who comes just has to bring their sparring gear because we need the protective gear to do that. And I will have a sign-up sheet up. And if you have your glow saber from the past, probably all you need is batteries to come in and sign up for it. Otherwise, I'll need to know what color you want and to put your name on it. And if you haven't, if you don't have a glow saber, what I usually do is basically just you buy the glow saber and I teach the class for free on that night. And right now that night is supposed to be, it's scheduled for Friday, January 30th, which is the end of the teaching cycle. The next event is something I do that's also near and dear to my heart, which is the women's free safety class. So this is about an hour and a half, hour 15-minute session that I do just for the community. I love to get on the mat with people who don't normally train, and it's really helpful because people need this information, and I'm happy to teach it. It's open to any woman basically 13 or older. Sometimes we do deal with very adult issues, so make sure they're ready to hear that. Sometimes there is foul language and talk about sexual assault and things like that. But it's really important, and like I said, it's free, and it's something that everybody should do periodically. You don't want to think that you've done one safety class and you're done. That would just be like saying I've done one martial arts class and I'm a black belt. It doesn't really work like that. So just regular kind of refresher courses are a really good idea. Whether you not do it here or somewhere else, it's just a really good thing to do. So please spread the word. I'll have more information on that too in a sign-up sheet coming up shortly. And we have one other workshop coming up in February. And before COVID hit, I had a lot of things that I was doing. And believe it or not, 5 years later, I'm still recovering from this and trying to get back into the swing of things. But I used to do every 3 or 4 months, I used to do a extended training session, about 4 hours long, self-defense workshops that I would teach on a Saturday. And the next one is going to be February, I think 28th. It'll be that Saturday from 11 to about 3. Usually we go straight through 4 hours straight of training. And this is open to any adult. Anyone can attend. They don't have to be a student at the school. Though if you are, it's just one more opportunity to really learn a bunch and ingrain some skills and get a lot of repetition in. And anybody can do it from beginners on. It's something that we can have everybody work with. So don't be shy if it's something where you want to train and you can't train weekly in class, but you want to do some self-defense, or it's interesting because it's really interesting. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely the kind of thing you can come in and get some of the skills, because like I said, those are important. Safety skills, you can see what your family members might be doing or kids are doing in class, and you can kind of connect with them that way. And it's really good all around. And if you're worried or if you're concerned or unsure, bring a friend and you guys can do it together. It's always good to have a study buddy. And again, I'll have information on that just like the other ones.